crowned the $3 million Breeders' Cup Classic, and they're off. Slew City Slew breaks alertly, and 49er is moving right with him. Walk Quite is out for the early lead now, and Cutlass Reality on the outside. Alysheba's come out fifth. And as they pass beneath the twin spires for the first time, it's the gray New Englander Walk Quite with a short lead. Slew City Slew is running right with them early. They're moving at a lively pace now. They've opened up 5 lengths on Cutlass Reality third. Alysheba is off the rail racing fourth. Then farther back, 49er has been taken back in fifth position. And the two Phipps color bearers are running together, seeking the golden personal flag. Then a gap of 4 lengths back to Crypto Clarence, who's allowed to settle in an early gallop. And Lively One trails the classic field as they make their way into the backstretch. Walk Quite pressed all the way by Slew City Slew. Those two continue as a speed duel continues on down the backstretch. Cutlass Reality is 5 lengths off them in third. It's another 4 to Alysheba now, who is 8 lengths off the lead. And just to his inside, 49er now. Julie Crone asking him for run. A half mile out. And now the field moving for the far turn. It is Walk Quite now beginning to shake loose from Slew City Slew. Cutlass Reality is moving in closer third. Alysheba begins to roll now. He's making his move as they round the far turn. And then Personal Flag and Seeking the Gold are both moving together now as they come to the top of the stretch. Crypto Clarence is kicking in now, and he's moving into contention. He's just 5 lengths off the lead. Then it's Lively One. 49er is now the trailer as the field comes to the top of the stretch. It is Cutlass Reality and Walk Quite. Alysheba set down for the drive. Personal Flag is moving through and opening toward the rail. Seeking the goal on the outside. They're coming to the final furlong. Walk Quite is tenacious. Alysheba is right there. And on the outside, Seeking the Gold. Alysheba with a short lead. He's unyielding. Seeking the Gold. A final move as they come to the wire. And Alysheba, America's horse, has done it. Alysheba returns to the site of his greatest victory, and he does it here again at Churchill Downs. Alysheba wins the world's richest horse race. And they're off. French Deputy Star Standard strikes out for the lead immediately, and he is aggressively ridden here. Star Standard to the lead, and Cigar is keyed up today. Very competitive, and he's right up there close for the inside Le Carrière. They make the bend toward the backstretch. Star Standard leads. Le Carrière pressing on the inside. Jerry Bailey with a hard hold of the pent-up power of Cigar, restrained in third. Peaks and Valleys in the clear on the outside fourth. Unaccounted for is fifth. French Deputy from off the pace today. England's Hauling is now seventh on the outside. Tinner's Way is next. Then it's Solo the Matter, who's down on the fence about 9 lengths from the lead. Jed Forrest and Concern is just where he was last year at this time. Last, about a dozen lengths from the front. The opening quarter went in 24 1/5 seconds. Star Standard on the outside. Le Carrière pressing for the lead with 6 furlongs to go. And Cigar wants to go to the lead, but Jerry Bailey says no, not yet. Unaccounted for, fourth toward the rail with 5 furlongs to run. The opening half mile went in 48 1/5 seconds. Solo the Manor now has to pick it up, and he threads his way through in between horses. Then farther back, it's French Deputy, who's only 3.5 lengths from the lead. Then Peaks and Valleys, followed by Hauling. A break of 3 to Jed Forrest, followed by Tinner's Way. Concern is still last. 3 furlongs to go. Cigar! Cigar makes his move, and he sweeps to the lead with a dramatic rush with 3 furlongs to go. And Jerry Bailey turns him loose, and he guides him down to the rail as the field turns for home. Unaccounted for down inside, a 1/4 mile between Cigar and a perfect season, coming down to the last furlong with a 2.5 length lead. And Jerry Bailey calls on Cigar for everything he has. Le Carrière is awakening second. On the inside, unaccounted for. On the outside, Solo the Manor. And here he is, the unconquerable, invincible, unbeatable Cigar. He has won it, and look at this time over this racetrack, 1:59 2. He beat the best the world could offer, and even Mother Nature too. There he is, Cigar.
We have been witness to racing greatness. Cigar, 12 in a row, an unbeaten season, and he did it in style. 1:59 2. It was an exploding cigar when Jerry Bailey finally said, go. He blows by Star Standard and La Carriere, the early pace setters. It was a monster move. We've talked about him being a push-button horse. He'll do whatever you want him to do at any point of a race. And when Jerry Bailey said, let's get after it, did he ever?
He overcomes everything they throw at him. The 10-hole, a wet track, waiting in the paddock, you name it, he beats it.
It looks like it all made him mad. Back to you, Tom.
Cigar inhaled the field to win 12 in a row.
But the most amazing American-trained winner of the Breeders' Cup Mile was also perhaps the most unlikely in the Championship Series' great history. It's Da Hoss, a $6,000 yearling who had to overcome a torn hoof and a mysterious hind leg lameness to become a Breeders' Cup champion. Not once, but twice. Now, in 1996, in the mile, Da Hoss was up against a full field of 14 runners, including the European superstar Mark of Esteem and a future mile champion, Spinning World.
On the outside, urgent request is right there. Da Hoss sitting in just in behind the lead. He's running in third. Chaposa Springs is now fourth. Spinning World fifth on the outside. Mark of Esteem is still in behind horses as they make the turn into this towering stretch here at Woodbine. It's Kiradachi, and Da Hoss is coming to Kiradachi. Urgent request is nothing left. Spinning World is right there. And on the far outside, Mark of Esteem has still got a lot to do. It's the American Da Hoss with a 2-length lead. Spinning World trying to reel him in as they come down to the finish. But the victory goes to Da Hoss in the mile.
Da Hoss had become a Breeders' Cup champion, and his legend would continue to grow. But first, there were more setbacks. He missed all of 1997, never getting to the track because of problems with his tendons and fetlocks. But in 1998, at age 6, Da Hoss finally was back in training, and a real challenge for his trainer, Michael Dickinson.
It's been an emotional roller coaster, but Joan and I don't have any children, and our horses are our children, and no father could be prouder of his son than I am of Da Hoss. And Joan, you know, no mother could be prouder. I mean, our horses are our boys and girls, and I suppose because we love him so much.
Dickinson brought Da Hoss into the Breeders' Cup Mile off a 2-year layoff and a single prep race, an allowance race at Colonial Downs in Virginia. Would he be ready to take on 13 of the best turf milers in the world off just that one race? The crowd of more than 80,000 at Churchill Downs bet 11-1 against him, but they would soon be cheering Da Hoss.
The race, which to me was unbelievable, will go down as maybe the greatest race, greatest performance in the history of the Breeders' Cup. What Da Hoss did in the mile in 1998. He wins the mile at Woodbine in 96. How many races did he have between 96 and 98? One.
Tom Durkin with a call of the mile.
And they are up. Favorite Trick was off to a sharp start and goes right out after the lead. Among Men is also right there. Here comes Fly to the Stars, and he's flying toward the front to engage Favorite Trick as they move for the first turn. By the Stars and Favorite Trick will vie for the early lead. Among Men tucks in behind them, running in third. Cape Cross hugs the hedge and saves precious ground on the first turn. He's in fourth position. Long-legged Military is fifth on the outside. He's only about 5 lengths from the early lead. 96 winner Da Hoss is running sixth toward the rails. Why Your Dancer is running in seventh. Favorite Prince in it among horses is eighth. Second Empire, ninth toward the inside. Wacky Now is asked for run midway down the back stretch. Labib is still a bit unhurried. He's about 9 or 10 lengths from the lead. Then Mr. Lightfoot, followed by Magellan. Hawksley Hill has trailed throughout. The pace 46 and 2 for the opening half mile. A testing pace here as the field moves into the far turn. On the outside, Cape Cross, a short lead. Among Men toward the inside. Reigning horse of the year, Favorite Trick is right there. And Pat Day is moving with Favorite Trick. As they approach the top of the stretch, they are in front, the short lead. Fly to the Stars is just in behind them, and a host of pursuers are coming on. Da Hoss is in with a chance on the outside. Second Empire. Hawksley Hill is now coming hard. Labib is finding his best stride late. Why Your Dancer on the outside. Nothing left for Favorite Trick. It is Da Hoss and Hawksley Hill. Hawksley Hill and Da Hoss. Hawksley Hill forces short lead. Da Hoss, whose game as they come, coming down to the line. Finds Henry stretch line. Da Hoss comes back. Unbelievable. Oh my. This is the greatest comeback since Lazarus.
What a story, Da Hoss. Ridden by John Velasquez. We said Michael Dickinson was a mad genius.
Da Hoss on the rail wins his second Breeders' Cup Championship by a head over Hawksley Hill. The replay shows that in mid-stretch, Hawksley Hill actually put his head in front, but Da Hoss, under his new rider, John Velasquez, re-rallied to get to the wire first.
Look at the replay here and tell us about the trip that you got.
A perfect trip, whatever I wanted to, and I might have let it go a little too soon here on the quarter pole. He wanted me to wait a little longer than that, but he was just right there doing it so easy, so I thought I would just go on with him, though, and he kind of took the lead. He kind of waited him a little bit, but when the other horse came by him, I actually went, put the head in front of him, and he came back and fought back, and he sure has a lot of class.
The amazing Da Hoss, out of racing for almost 2 years, with just an allowance prep race on his past performance line in 1998, wins the Breeders' Cup Mile for the second time in his career. That race would be his last. Da Hoss would never race again, but he didn't have to, because forevermore, he'll be a Breeders' Cup legend.